Let's go do some training. That was fun. We learned something, right? Which is to never trust any products put out by bridge companies. Good talk. Um, cool. What does this hand look like? North, south appear to have 22 combined highs. So let's give south declare and we'll take a look. All right, one club. So East West can start pulling some trumps. Although maybe it's unnecessary to do so. It does look like Declare can't really ruff diamonds in South's hand. Um, and Declare is always going to get a heart ruff if they wanted in North's hand. So maybe better for East West is to work on setting up like their heart suit. Lead a heart. What's Declare's plan? Probably set up the spades, right? I mean, I guess they could go after diamonds. But setting up spades makes a lot of sense. So like heart lead, win the king, duck a spade to west, heart continuation, win the ace, duck another spade to west. Let's say third round of hearts, forces Declare once. Now Declare can play a spade to the king. I mean, I guess West can ruff at that point. And it looks like eventually Declare will score a diamond trick, and they will take two clubs. But that's basically it from there. Like, Declare never gets to pull trumps and run the spade suit. Is that true? Okay. Let's look. So heart to the king, duck a spade. Heart to the ace, duck a spade. I mean, I guess East West actually do need to pull trumps at some point. Otherwise, they never get to cash the fourth round of hearts. So maybe West switches to clubs at this point. Declare wins the ace. Plays the third round of spades. West ruffs. Another club around to the king. Now a fourth spade. West can ruff, pull a trump, cash a heart, and take a diamond trick. The ace of diamonds. Yeah, so I mean, it does look like East West have a very simple task here. Eventually, they're just going to get three clubs, which is going to come at a couple of ruffs in the spade suit from West. They'll take one heart trick, they'll take two spades, and they'll take a diamond for 7 tricks. Seems like the answer to me. So I mean, the line of play I was just looking at, heart around to the king, Declare starts setting up the spade suit. But we could look at what happens if Declare starts on diamonds as well. Another heart around to the ace, another spade ducked, and third round of hearts, just forced dummy. Spade, West can ruff, and now West starts pulling trumps. So club to the ace. Diamond, I guess, probably doesn't matter. Like East could win, for example, and then play a second club. And Declare could then cash the king of diamonds or something and play a spade, but West can ruff, pull, trump, and cash the heart. So this is going to be down 1. So that is my guess as to how this hand's going to play out, and it looks like that is exactly right. Okay, let's look at diamonds. So, in the diamond contract, East does have 2 natural trump tricks. West is going to take 2 spade tricks, of course. There is a club situation going on. I guess East-West can build a club trick, especially if West leads one at trick 1, because Declare won't be able to set up spades in time and pull trumps. I mean, there's a lot of work to do. So, yeah, club lead, Declare can win. I mean, it's probably a good idea for Declare to work on the spade suit, but I guess there is a bit of a concern in that if Declare ducks a spade at trick 2, West could win, unblock the spade, eventually East will get in with the diamond ace, and then give West a spade ruff, which doesn't come with a natural trump trick here. So maybe on a club lead, Declare should win the ace and start working on the trump suit. Lead a diamond. And if Declare is able to pull 1 round of trumps with East ace of diamonds still intact, then Declare can work on spades. So club to the ace, diamond to the 8, let's say, holding, and then Declare can duck a spade. Another club, duck another spade, West wins, cashes a club. Probably switches to hearts at that point, but now Declare can win and pull a second round of trumps, and West doesn't get a spade ruff, at least. And so in that scenario, it looks like East is going to get 2 diamond tricks, West is going to get a club and 2 spades, but that'll be it. So that sounds like 8 tricks for Declare. So that's what I think is going on. And just kind of looking at it, club opening lead, this is what we we're talking about, that if we had led a spade, West could win, unblock the ace of spades, and then eventually get a spade ruff when East is in with the diamond ace. I mean, they'll need to set up another club as well, but that would be the idea. So instead, Declare could just pull 1 round of trumps, doesn't matter if East wins or not, win the 8 of diamonds, and now we can work on spades. And then there's no danger of a spade ruff. So, okay. Pretty simple hands so far. Let's look at a heart contract. I'm guessing East-West probably want to pull trumps, but I could be wrong about that. Maybe they want to set up clubs instead. So let's say West just leads a trump, working on pulling trumps, and Declare ends up winning, let's say the king, and goes after what? Spades or diamonds? Probably spades. I feel like this is going to turn out to be about the same as the club contract because East-West just have so many more trumps than Declare. So, heart opening lead, Declare wins the king, ducks a spade, West wins, plays a second trump. Declare wins, plays a second spade, West is in. West can pull the last trump and then play on clubs. But now Declare might actually come out okay, right? They can win the club ace, play a third spade, West will ruff, play another club, knocking out the king, but now East is the one with the long trump. So it looks like the defense isn't exactly in time, if West's entries get knocked out. So maybe instead of working on the trump suit immediately, West should work on clubs. And the fact that East has this 8-7 of hearts might actually come into play, because East-West might be able to set up some sort of possible cross ruff. If North-South don't pull trumps, and if North-South do pull trumps, then East-West will be able to cash out their club tricks. So let's say a club lead, and declare wins. Suppose the ace. Let's see what happens if they try and play on spades again. Hey, Eric, how did I enjoy BBO Trainer? It was unusable garbage, completely filled with bugs, and yeah, that's my analysis. Thanks for asking, though. So club lead to the ace, spade. It hasn't changed much since you tried it. Yeah, very good. Very good. West wins the jack, plays another club. South wins the king. Ducks another spade. So West can cash a club. I don't know what East is supposed to discard on that trick. Maybe a spade. And now is it time to pull trumps? Maybe. So now that clubs have been set up and East has pitched a spade, West can lead a heart. And if Declare, say, wins the king and plays a third spade, well, now East can take the force and then play another heart, and West will eventually be able to pull trumps and run clubs. So I think this is probably the right defense. And so how many tricks does that mean Declare ends up taking? Well, they'll get 2 clubs, they'll get 2 hearts, they will get 1 diamond, but I think that's it. I think East-West end up taking the rest, so that's down 2, is what it sounds like. Does it matter if Declare goes after diamonds instead of spades? I don't think so. Because even if Declare forces West to ruff the 3rd round of diamonds, West is going to have spade entries to their long club. So just going about setting up clubs appears to be the best plan. So I mean, this was kind of the line that I was looking at. Duck a spade. West continues another club. Declare wins. Ducks yet another spade. But now West can cash the 10 of clubs and East can pitch a spade on this trick. And now it's time to pull trumps. Heart. It doesn't really matter what Declare does. Let's say they win the king and try to force West so that West doesn't have access to the long clubs. Well, at this point, East can take the force. And actually, in this case, if Declare avoids setting up the diamond trick, East takes the ruff and then just pulls trumps themselves, and West's hand is basically high. So Declare should, of course, instead go about setting up their diamond trick. And they'll get the king of diamonds, but that's it. East-West can now pull trumps and cash 2 clubs. So this is going to be down 2, is what it looks like to me. And it looks like East-West can still manage even on a non-club lead, but a club appears to be the simplest defense to this hand. I'm trying to absorb what that means in terms of like the thought process on this board, because I'm guessing it has to just do with the entry situation. Like normally if you had a 4-4 trump fed and a side 5-2 suit that you wanted to set up, you would pull trumps first and then go about setting up the side suit, because you're like worried about ruffs and stuff, right? Like you don't want to play on clubs and have it go ace king of clubs and a club, and then you ruff with the 8 of hearts and it gets over ruffed with the 9. That doesn't feel great. Like double dummy does make a lot of these situations a little bit easier to handle. But I guess the point here is that we can kind of count out what happens to West's hand if they start working on the heart suit itself. They play a heart, the opponents win, knock out one of their entries in spades. They play another heart, the opponents win, knock out another one of their entries in spades. Then if they get to work on clubs, the opponents win, force them in spades. Actually, I guess that's probably even still good enough. West could just take the force in spades and then knock out a second club, and then there's no way to force them again in spades, and pulling the third round of trumps will get to West's hand to enjoy the long clubs. So I suppose pulling trumps does still work in this case, but you do need to be careful. Can't pull the third round of trumps before you get the clubs set up. So, okay. Let's look at spades. This will probably look like the more normal of the contracts, with north-south having a 5-3 fit. So, I mean, on a diamond lead, West can get a diamond ruff, which does help because East has the queen and 10 of spades. So diamond lead, East will duck, keep communications. Declare could duck a spade, West will win, but then they can go diamond to the ace, diamond ruff with the ace of spades, and East will still have a natural spade trick. And I guess from there, a club goes away, though, because dummies diamonds will be set up. So that would result in a diamond ruff, and 2 spades for 9 tricks for Declare. Alternatively, West could just lead clubs at trick 1, right? And they would get an extra club trick set up. So they could take a diamond, 2 spades, and a club. This doesn't seem that complicated. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything to this hand. Declare can just ruff a heart, duck a couple of spades, and whether West gets a diamond ruff or West gets a third club, or a club trick with the third round of clubs, that's still just going to be 4 defensive tricks. So seems likely that that is going to be the case, and that is in fact true. Didn't even need to touch a card. All right, 1 no trump. Final denomination. So East-West do get clubs set up before the spades get set up. Let me see about this for a second. So club lead. If Declare just goes after spades, how do they do? Like, they afford to lose 3 club tricks. They're going to lose 2 spades, but that's it, right? The defense gets 3 clubs and 2 spades, and Declare will get 3 spades, 2 hearts, 2 clubs, and a diamond. Oh, wait, I miscounted. The defense gets 3 clubs, 2 spades, and a diamond, and Declare will get, I guess, 3 spades, 2 hearts, 2 clubs, and no diamonds because there's only 13 tricks. So that sounds like Declare makes 1. If instead of going after clubs, Declare plays on diamonds, what happens? I mean, they can take at most 2 diamond tricks, 2 clubs and 2 hearts. Yeah, I think this is just going to be 7 tricks. Maybe overall a pretty boring deal. Like, even if it goes club up with the ace, East can unblock the queen, and Declare leads a diamond to try and like steal a diamond trick. It doesn't really matter whether or not East ducks or hops up with the ace, as long as East just plays back a club. The defense is going to come out fine. In fact, I guess East could win the ace and switch to spades to get a spade trick in before West continues clubs. But yeah, the fact that Declare doesn't really have the ability to hook the jack of diamonds multiple times makes it very difficult for them to take more tricks. They just have to work on spades. West is going to get 2 spades, 3 clubs, and East will get the diamond ace for making 1. Yeah, not much to it. Do I want to do another hand of this? Sure, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. So if it's a very complicated hand, that's fine, but then I'll probably just skip over a bunch of the analysis. I do want to get to the other exercises and work through those, and then go get me some lunch. Whoops. I always forget to give someone declarership on these hands, so I guess we'll make South the declarer. Okay. South is in a club. There isn't an entry for multiple heart ruffs to West's hand, so I guess the point is that Declarer is going to end up losing a heart, no spades, and just 1 club for 11 tricks. Is that right? What happens if West leads a diamond to trick 1? Doesn't seem to matter, right? Declarer could ruff, lead the king of clubs. Wait a second. It's not so clear, is it? Yeah, diamond lead at trick 1 makes things complicated, because we don't have an entry to North's hearts. So diamond lead ruff. What is Declarer's best plan? I mean, they can always cross in hearts if they want to. Because if East ruffs, they ruff a loser, and that does help shorten East trumps, and then there won't be any issue, I believe, in pulling trumps and running the heart suit. I guess that's not actually true. Like, East could ruff and then just return the ace of diamonds, forcing North again. Well, okay. So, I mean, here, let's just look at this, because I think this is pretty simple to work out. If East roughs this, okay, they rough 1 of Declare's losers. That's fine. And if East doesn't return a diamond here, like if they go ace of clubs and a club, Declare can pull trumps, unblock the hearts, rough a diamond, and then run the heart suit. So East needs to return the ace of diamonds, but Declare can kind of counter this plan by... Oh, maybe not. No, it's very easy. We can just take a spade finesse, rough a spade, and then lead the club king. And we don't get trapped in dummy, because East will have to take the king of clubs. I mean, they only have 2 trumps left. So the 3rd round of spades gets roughed. We lead the king of clubs, and I mean, if East ducks, then fine. We play a heart, and East can rough with their ace of clubs, but they just take it, and then whatever they do, we rough, pull the last trump, and South's hand is high. So the whole, I mean, this hand kind of boils down to what happens on a heart if East, say, discards. And I guess they should probably pitch a spade. So maybe leading a heart is not best, in fact. Maybe it's better for Declare to rough the third round of spades first before leading a heart. Because Declare can win the ace of hearts here. Great. And then what? And then Declare could... I mean, I think a problem that we're starting to come up with is that if Declare now roughs the king of diamonds and leads the club king, well, there's no way to get back to North's hand. East can just take the ace of clubs. And I mean, I guess East is like a little bit end played here, but like at the very least, to gain an extra trick over the previous line, East could just exit the 10 of clubs. And Declare now has no entry to take the spade finesse, so they're going to have to lose a spade and a heart on this deal. So I think Declare is in some serious trouble. And I mean, if Declare doesn't rough the king of diamonds, like if they just play a club to the king themselves, East could win and start pulling trumps. I mean, Declare does get to take a club finesse this way, but like they can't rough the third round of spades because East will over rough. And if they rough the king of diamonds, then, I mean, kind of similar problem. Eventually they're going to lose a spade and a heart. So give me 1 second. I'm going to run to the restroom. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Yeah, so let me step back for a second, because I think it might be possible for us to avoid losing a third trick on as Declare here, but it's going to take some work. So to avoid losing the third trick, I think we need to get our spade rough in immediately. So spade, 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 rough and dummy. Now lead a heart. If East roughs, they once again are roughing nothing. That's not true, though. No, I don't think this works. Like spade, spade, spade. Whoops. And now lead a heart. Well, okay. I mean, if East roughs, fine. They cost their partner the heart trick, but now they can just pull trumps and the king of diamonds is the loser. There's no way to get back to North's hearts. So I think a diamond lead actually does hold Declare to 10 tricks. Wow. That's cool. It didn't look like it at the start of play, but yeah, diamond opening lead. Apparently a spade lead as well holds Declare to 10 tricks. That's surprising to me. But maybe the point is that they're just like they can eventually switch to diamonds later. Is that true though? Hold on. So spade to the king and ace. You know, I guess this is right. Declare can't just pull trumps because East can always force dummy with the diamond ace. Oh, that's so weird. Like, I guess I was thinking, I didn't think too hard about it. Or actually, I guess they can force dummy and spades. Might be the point. Declare can win, but now to get over to dummy, they have to rough something, so they can rough a spade to try and set up the heart suit. I mean, like, if they play the ace of hearts, East just gets to rough for free, which is not helpful. And so, yeah, there's no way for Declare to really just, like, pull trumps. If they had a dummy entry, then they could, like, pull 2 rounds of trumps and go ace, king of hearts, and a heart, and then dummy's hearts would be good, but they don't have it. Huh. So spade lead also works, but yeah, I mean, a diamond lead looked to be the most natural. The objective is to try and take out entries to the long side suit that Declare has before they can pull trumps. Okay, let's look at diamonds now, which is maybe going to be a little bit more interesting to think about from East-West side because they have quite a few diamonds. So in terms of losers for East-West, this might not be very complicated. There's no heart losers, there's no club losers, there is a diamond loser, and there are 2 spade losers if East has enough entries to get to West's hand, which they do. They only need 1 entry to lead the 10 of spades to pick up the spade suit for 1 loser, or 2 losers. So a diamond and 2 spades looks like 10 tricks. For East-West. Oh, and West is on lead, so yeah. Down 4. Is that 10 tricks? Did I count right? I mean, I'm sure I'm right about this, but I do want to make sure I'm reading this thing correctly. Yeah, North-South take 3 tricks. That's down 4 at the 1 level. Okay. Let's look at hearts. Also, maybe not the most interesting contract to think about. So North-South have 1 heart loser. They have 1 club loser. And that's probably going to be it this time. If West gets a club ruff, it comes at the cost of their natural trump trick. East has no more entries. And this time, with North having the long heart suit, there's no way to like lead diamonds or spades to force North's hand to set up an extra trick. So this is just going to be 11 tricks. 12 on a trump lead if you give away a trick there. Okay. This is kind of exactly the speed I was hoping to get through the second hand so that we can move on, which is good. So spade contract, probably East-West are going to want to pull trumps. And then set up the diamonds. So yeah, South can give North a diamond ruff, but it comes at the cost of a natural diamond trick. So let's say West leads the 10 of spades at trick 1. South can win. Oh, I guess there is a little bit of danger, right? Because, okay, we do actually need to spend some time thinking about this one. Because if North-South are able to pull 3 rounds of trumps before the diamonds get set up, then South is going to get in with the Diamond King and cash 2 hearts. So... So like a spade lead from West, South can just play 3 rounds of trumps. So instead, maybe West should lead a diamond, try and set up the diamond suit first. Because if we can go like diamond to the ace diamond, South is in. Let's say South switches to a club. Around to the ace, club ruff, 10 of spades, small, small jack, club ruff, spade, queen, king, ace, another club. I mean, I guess the 6 of spades scores a trick by doing this. Like, either Declare can then take the ruff, sluff, and dummy with the 4 of spades, and then dummy has to play diamonds and South can ruff, or Declare ruffs with the 8 of spades in hand, and then the 6 of spades is just a winner. So that sounds like if we go diamond, diamond, South can win. Switch to clubs, and Declare will still end up losing a diamond and 3 spades. So that'll be making 9 tricks from there. Can the defense do better? My guess is no, but let me think about that for a second, because diamond to the ace, diamond, South could switch to hearts instead of clubs, I guess. I mean, South could also switch to a low spade to the queen and king. And then if Declare tries to run diamonds, North gets a ruff, and if Declare pulls a second round of trumps, South could win, pull a third round, and then cash the ace king of hearts. So actually maybe diamond to the ace diamond, the South can win and switch to a low spade. Declare wins the king, and then what? Oh man, things are actually getting interesting, right? Okay, hold on. Let's look at this for a second. So diamond to the ace, diamond. Whoops. So we already kind of talked about if a club was led to the king and ace, Declare could actually, it's kind of the same. If Declare roughs a club here and leads the 10 of spades, North can play the queen, Declare can play the king, and South can actually just duck. So it's the same idea that now by ducking a round of spades, if Declare tries to pull another round of trumps, South gets to win, pull a third round, and cash 2 hearts. And if Declare abandons playing trumps, then North gets a ruff with the 7 of spades. So like play a diamond. I mean, South can start discarding, but North gets a ruff. And then what, a heart? Well, it's no good if Declare ducks this trick and gives South an entry, so Declare has to ruff. But now I think the best thing they can do is to ruff a club and ruff another heart. Club ruff, heart ruff. Otherwise, South was going to be able to ruff in on a diamond, pull dummy's trump, and cash 2 hearts. So now on a diamond, South can ruff in and just cash the ace of hearts and the ace of spades, but that's still 5 tricks for the defense. So I think actually North-South, not defense, declare, the one who has fewer trumps, the declarer as usual. I think North-South can take 5 tricks here. And I think this idea of playing a spade to the queen is going to be vital to doing so. Yeah, I mean, a simple way to take 5 tricks on a trump lead was just jack of spades, ace of spades, spade, and then get in with the diamond king and cash the ace king of hearts. That's 5 easy tricks there on that line of play as well. So pretty much whatever West does, I think North-South have a way to get up to 5 tricks. Like the diamond lead, diamond to the ace diamond, we just saw low spade to the queen. Similarly, diamond to the ace diamond, and then club switch around to the ace, club ruff, and then the 10 of spades. North can cover with the queen and South can duck. That's a cool idea. Yeah, I think I'm willing to commit that. What did I say? 5 tricks for North-South. So Robin, thanks so much for the sub. Appreciate it. Welcome back to the lounge. Interesting. So North-South can actually take 6 tricks on a diamond lead. I thought a diamond was going to be most productive. I mean, I didn't consider what happens if North wins the diamond lead, like roughs their partner's diamond trick. Maybe I should have thought about that. I'm kind of ready to move on, but apparently leading the 10 of spades kind of forces this line of play for South. 10 of spades, queen, king, and I mean, South could either win the ace and then go jack of spades, spade, or whatever, but the most that they're going to get are going to be 2 hearts, a diamond, and 2 spades from here. So I am a little bit curious what the plan is on a diamond. North can pitch a club, apparently. And how is this different? Diamond to the ace, another diamond. I guess North can pitch another club. And now South playing clubs, I suppose, might be able to promote the 7 of spades. Maybe that's the idea here. Yeah, because if Declare, for example, leads a low spade or whatever, North can win, pull 2 more rounds of trumps, and South gets the ace king of hearts. So that would be 6 total tricks for North-South, 3 more spades and 2 hearts. And the idea that I was looking at, which was going to be like ruff a club to lead the 10 of spades to the queen, king. Well, apparently South can just win and then lead back the queen of clubs to promote the 7 of spades. Because if West roughs intermediate, then I mean, I guess East-West can't pull a second round of trumps profitably here, is the point. And so the best thing that they can do is to just like back the queen of diamonds, force North, and then interesting. If East were to ruff this heart return, then Declare would end up making it. Fascinating. But they can pitch a diamond on this trick. And now they're kind of protected. I mean, if South tries to pull trumps, jack of spades, spade, well, Declare has or not Declare, East has an entry to the diamonds. And so instead, I guess South can get out. I'm just trying to look for what makes the most sense, but I mean, like they could, for example, exit the Ace of Hearts, and then on a diamond back, they just get to ruff, pull a trump, and that's going to be down one. West can ruff and cash the Queen of Hearts. So fascinating that the point is that North can actually ditch a bunch of clubs to bring the 7 of spades into play. Not something I would have expected. But I guess it makes sense, you know, in general, you want to be ditching from suits where you can void yourself. If your partner's going to be taking winners, you don't want to rough your partner's tricks, and pitching from the long heart suit is like safe. Like maybe that king 8, 7, 4th of clubs is an important holding, but if you can get rid of all of them, then you might get a club over ruff, is the idea. So kind of cute. Okay. Let's look at no trump, and then let's move on. One no, all pass. And let's see. Probably a diamond lead from West. And given that the hearts don't run, I think East-West are going to be in control on this one. So South definitely has what? They have a diamond, they have 2 hearts, and they have a spade. East is going to effectively get themselves end played at some point. So maybe the 10 of spades lead is best from West. Since there's no entry to the North's hearts anyway, leading a spade to take East off a potential end play later makes a lot of sense. And then they can go about setting up the diamond suit afterwards. Like even if it goes 10 of spades, queen, king, ace, and then a club to the king, East can just win and now exit a diamond or duck a diamond. And so then when East finishes running the diamond suit, they can play back a spade rather than having to lead a spade away from the king or a club away from the ace, I think is maybe the idea. Yeah. I was looking at some sort of weird squeeze thing that could happen on East's hand, like one of these like unusual types of strip squeeze things where like 10 of spades, queen, king, ace, ace, king of hearts, East has to make 2 discards. Well, if they ever pitch a club, Declare still has a diamond stopper, and then they can set up the club suit. So East would have to pitch 2 spades to keep all their diamond tricks, but then the jack of spades would force East to let go of a diamond. But that's okay because then West has a diamond entry eventually, and West has a bunch of winners in the major suits. So it's not like East gets end played into leading away from the club 10 at the end of the hand. So how many tricks does this mean Declare ends up taking? I mean, on a spade lead, it looks like Declare has 5 tricks, right? No, 6 tricks. They'll get 2 spades, they'll get the ace, king of hearts, they'll set up a club, and they'll still have a diamond stopper. So maybe a diamond lead's actually just best. I mean, I guess that wouldn't be too surprising. But so we lead a diamond, let's say diamond to the ace, diamond back. And Declare leads a club to the king. East wins. Runs the diamond suit, and then East is kind of end played. And Declare can come down to what? So East would be down to 5 cards. Declare will keep the ace, king of hearts. They will keep the queen of clubs, and they'll keep the ace, jack of spades. So, okay, East doesn't exactly get end played. They exit a club, and then Declare can cash out and lose a spade trick at the end. And if Declare takes the ace king of hearts to kind of like strip East early, then that sets up the heart queen. And when West gets in with the diamond queen, they can just cash that card for East to ditch a club. So it sounds like Declare is going to get 2 hearts, a diamond, a club, and a spade is 5 tricks. And in the meantime, East-West are going to get 6 diamonds, a club is 7, and then East will either get the king of spades or West will get the queen of hearts, depending on how Declare plays. So, sounds like down 2? It is not down 2. Wow. So yeah, the spade lead we saw very obviously leads to down 1. Declare gets 2 spades, they set up a club, they take a diamond, and they take 2 hearts. The diamond lead, apparently Declare can get out for down 1. So let's look at this for a second. Let's say diamond to the ace and a diamond return. So I thought that East isn't getting end played here. What did I miss? Because Declare... Oh, I'm so silly. Declare doesn't need to keep the ace king of hearts. They can just pitch those cards. Those cards are useless. Oh, that's super cool. I love that. Okay. So Declare throws a heart and then plays back a diamond, and East overtakes. And now we can start getting rid of all of these useless cards, these ace king of hearts, which we're never going to take tricks anyways. And now East really is end played. See, this was the end play I was trying to take them off of by leading a spade at trick 1, but obviously that gives Declare a 6 trick. So yeah, now East is end played to giving dummy an entry, and then Declare can run the club suit. So yeah, very cool. I probably should have seen that. I was thinking about it. I was like, Declare needs to keep the ace king of hearts. Obviously, you don't need to keep ace kings just because they're tricks. So yeah, cute idea. Very cool. So Declare escapes for down 1 on this hand. Okay. Let's look at hand, do some bidding. Is this a good hand? Sure. Why not? Okay. Let's bring up this thing. And let's do 2/1. Good. Okay. So North, I open a diamond with these hands. We can look at what happens if North opens a heart, but I tend to always be a diamond opener. I mean, in this case, East would overcall spade. We're just going to ignore that. So South bids a spade. As North, maybe I'll try this 2 different ways, because Aaron had mentioned before that he likes to reverse with all 6 5s in the majors. I think that this is a really difficult problem to solve, just generally. Like what you're supposed to do with a 6-card minor, 5-card major. I mean, it's easy if you have spades, of course, but when your major is hearts, there are just like a ton of ways that opening the minor wins, and there are a ton of ways that opening the major wins, and there are also a ton of ways that reversing wins, versus like the thing that I used to do was I would just rebid 2 diamonds with my hand. And that tended to work out pretty well on average for me. I don't have like exact numbers on this, but like that's what I used to do with these hands. If it wasn't good enough for a reverse, I would just open a diamond and rebid 2 diamonds. And I mean, it's basically the same type of hand. If I was 1-4-6-2, I just happen to have an extra heart. Sometimes you miss a heart fit, but like a lot of times you don't. It's not like every time you have a 5-card major, partner has 3-card support over there. And so if we don't miss a heart fit, like we have accurately described our hand to our partner, and we're gonna have no trouble for the rest of the auction. So it's like we give up a little bit to the pairs who do find a heart fit, but for people who don't find a heart fit, we've just done better than them on this board, because people who like open a heart and rebid 2 diamonds are gonna be playing in the wrong suit most of the time, is the idea. Eric, you still prefer to open a minor if you have reverse strength and a major if you don't? It feels like personal preference. I mean, I would say yes, that it is in some ways personal preference. Like there are some clear scenarios where you do want to open the minor. Like, you know, for example, if your major is spades, I think it's guaranteed that opening the minor is best. In that case, even if you don't have reverse strength, even if your partner sometimes bids a no trump, because now you're not dealing with like the other major suit as one of the flaws for the one of a minor opener. But when you have hearts specifically, I do think that it is a little bit more personal preference. But so this was my preference back in the day. I would just rebid 2 diamonds with this hand. I don't know what South is going to do over 2 diamond bid. I mean, they have a 10 count with diamond support. So maybe they give a bump to 3 diamonds. BZL says strength of field probably matters. Had decent luck opening a heart, but usually not playing against people who find 6 diamonds. Yeah. I'm not certain that I mean, okay. Strength of field is such a volatile thing to like have some sort of discussion about, because it depends on your relative strength to strength of field, which I guess maybe gets looped into what strength of field means. But if you yourself are getting a 65% average in a field, then you kind of want to duplicate a lot of the bidding actions that they take in the field, unless you believe your action to be greater than 65% to get a good result. And so most of these hands, your bidding action is not going to be greater than 65%. It's like, it's very small swings. So you would want to duplicate opening a heart if the entire field is opening a heart on this hand, and just take more tricks than them in whatever contract, or, you know, maybe make better bidding judgment later in the auction than they do. But yeah, I mean, like if the strength of field is fairly weak, but you yourself are also like only scoring about 50%, then your strategy changes, because like you're looking for this threshold of like, what actions can I take that get me better than whatever my average is on this hand. And so if you're like a 50% player in a field, then doing the thing that you think is greater than 50%, whether that's open a heart or open a diamond on this hand, is probably the way to win. So the same hand could have 2 different answers based on strength of field and your own personal like skill in that field. Eric says you need to be in a really strong field to play against people who find minor suit slams. I don't know about that. I mean, I think that, well, it depends what you mean by find minor suit slams, because sure, like if you go to a local club, a lot of people are not going to be bidding slams because they've been scared off of it. Like slams have such a high risk and no reward because they don't get rewarded for bidding the slams themselves. But if you get even outside of just like whatever the local club atmosphere is, like if people have hands that look like slams, some people are going to be better slam bidders than others. Like I mean, I've played with a lot of experts who are terrible slam bidders. I've played with a number of like sponsors who are probably better than experts at bidding slams. Bidding slams, though, is unfortunately not one of the main ways to win the game because they do come up rather infrequently. So if you're like just better at bidding games or better at judging part scores, you're going to get better results than if you're a great slam bidder but bad at the other aspects of bidding. So I'm not saying that like 6 of a minor is the reason why we want to open a diamond on these types of hands. To me, the reason we want to open a diamond on this hand is because we want to play in the better part score. And I mean, maybe this is a match point thing, where at match points, like it really does matter if we play in 2 diamonds and make 4 on this hand versus playing 2 hearts and making 2. But that's kind of like the reason why I adopted this approach in the past, because, well, I was a match point player. And this worked out really well at match points because playing in your bigger trump fits tends to get you more plus points on hands as opposed to playing in your weaker trump fits where it's just kind of like a gamble. Oh, we're playing in a 5-2 heart fit rather than a 6-3 diamond fit. I really hope those hearts split 3-3. And sometimes they do. And sometimes you get plus 110 or plus 140. But I would personally prefer to be playing in the suit where I'm going to be guaranteed plus 110 and sometimes plus 130 or plus 150 if everything works out right on the hand. But that's just me. I don't know the difference at imps, like what their alternative considerations are at imps, because like getting to 4 hearts is obviously better, but 5 diamonds could be right. And if we're going to look for a slam, we want partner to know what our shape is. So we would want to show diamonds and then hearts, not hearts and then diamonds. BZL, you found the opposite. You get good match point scores playing in 2 hearts when everyone else is in 2 diamonds. Interesting. I think that if you play in 2 hearts on these types of hands, you get forced into a box in terms of how you play the contract. Is what I've found in my experience. Because if you get to, say, a 5-2 heart fit as opposed to a 6-3 diamond fit, let's just say hypothetically, then you're in this world where like you need the hearts to split 3-3. Otherwise, you're just getting a bad board. So you have to play for hearts to split 3-3. And then you might also need no diamond ruffs. So now you need the diamonds to split 2-2. And all of these things could happen, but it's like a low percentage chance. Whereas if you're playing in a diamond partial, you can think about like, well, what's the field going to be doing? Okay, if hearts split 3-3 and diamonds split 2-2, I'm losing the board. But let's think of, all of the other possibilities. And now I can try and protect myself against like a 3-1 trump split and a 4-2 heart split and stuff like that. And so I would say that percentage-wise, you would prefer to be in the larger trump fit. But it is true, and it does depend on your high card count as well. Because like if you're making 4 diamonds and 3 hearts, then the heart partial is going to score better. But if you have just, a minimum opener opposite like 7 or 8 high card points, then you probably want to be in the larger trump fit. Because then you're very likely to be making 3 diamonds or 2 hearts, or possibly 3 diamonds and 1 heart. Or, maybe 4 diamonds and 2 hearts, something like that. The bigger fit is going to pay out more. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it might be interesting to find some sort of stats on this. Like you could probably set up some sort of simulation to figure out some of these answers. And it's not like, 9 diamonds versus 7 hearts is always going to be what the difference is on some of these hands. But yeah, it's, I think going back to what Eric said, just personal preference on how people handle these types of hands where you have diamonds and hearts or clubs and hearts, as opposed to a minor major. Okay, so this was my old school style, which I guess is more match points, and we're kind of thinking imps, but I don't really have a good good way of adapting to imps in this scenario. Because my experience is like this just works well at match points on average. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it with this. So a diamond, a spade, two diamonds. I don't know what South is supposed to do. I guess we're thinking imps again. It's unlikely that North has three spades because North would very likely raise one spade to two spades with an unbalanced hand, like 3-6. But not guaranteed. I mean, North could have three spades, so it's not like South knows we have no spade fit, but it's possible. Eric says if you're playing Gazilli, South's hand might be a pass over two diamonds. I don't know. Let's try and think of a hand that North can have. So let's say North is let's say North is like ace doubleton, jack 10 fourth, ace king sixth. Stiff. Where do we want to be? 3-0, right? I mean, I'm not certain we want to be in 3-0, but like I think 3-0 is fine. Oh, you're thinking Gazilli because North would have opened a heart. Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I would probably bid three diamonds on South's hand. I don't know what to do as North over three diamonds. I guess we bid three hearts and hear 3-0 from partner. And now we have to decide, are we playing 3-0 or are we just willing to bypass and look for five diamonds? Also, is four hearts natural here? Imagine four hearts all pass. that would be such an obscure way to find our heart fit. I mean, it probably should be. Like North showed a minimum opener, South showed an invite. Four hearts isn't like suddenly looking for slam. So it's probably natural in an offer to play. Huh. I mean, what does North need from South? North needs like king third of diamonds, king doubleton of hearts, and out. That sounds like five diamonds to me. I mean, South probably has club stuff though for this 3-0 bid, so it's not like South has exactly that. But I mean, South could have, like Jack fifth, king and one, king third, and bid 3-0. That would be, I mean, that might even not be a great three diamond bid from South, but I think it would be fine with a 10 count and king third of diamonds. And we definitely wouldn't want to play 3-0 opposite that. So I don't know. I'm tempted to try five diamonds as North. Or four hearts or whatever gets us to five diamonds. Four hearts. Let's just throw that out undiscussed. Partner will be able to figure it out. All right. There we go. This was our auction. How do we feel about it? I don't know. It's not a great contract. I mean, the ace, queen, jack, fourth of clubs opposite the singleton are not ideal. No fitting heart honor. The queen, jack of spades. I mean, South's hand is garbage. South's hand is absolutely terrible for North. So we probably didn't get to a good spot. Let's look at the Aaron 2/1 auction. So he would open a diamond and reverse to 2 hearts. South would bid 2 spades, 5 or more spades, forcing. North would now bid 3 hearts, which shows a minimum at this point. So I guess, I mean, South is just going to bid 3 now, and that's going to go pass. And how does that feel? I mean, that feels okay. Like, especially if you get a club lead, then they haven't worked to knock out the entries to dummies diamonds. So 3 no trump. I mean, probably a better contract than 5 diamonds, although both could technically make, depending on what the layout of the hand is, I suppose. Okay. Let's look at Polish club if I can figure out Polish club. So North will open a diamond, which is like unbalanced. South will bid 1 spade. Is this a 2 heart bid? I don't know. I mean, we can look at a 1 heart opener, I guess, if we wanted to. You know what? Let's make fun of the 1 heart openers. Let's just see. 1 heart, 1 spade. North rebids 2 diamonds. South, I don't know. Like, I don't know what South is supposed to do, because depending on how light you open, South's hand is not worth a 2-no bid. But maybe that's the least of all evils, is to bid 2-no here. Question, is it 2 or 3 diamonds after 1 spade if you play Gazilli? I don't think it can possibly be 3 diamonds. I mean, I get that you're trying to just show it as 5-5, but the suits are so bad. Your hand is just not very good. I can't imagine a 3 diamond bid on this. That seems like you're just overreaching when you have no fit and no suits. Like, if partner bids 3 hearts and it goes all pass, are you really happy about what happened? Probably not. I don't know what you're supposed to do over 2 diamonds to South. Like, three diamonds doesn't work because we don't have a big diamond fit. I think the choices are between 2 hearts and 2 no. And 2 hearts sounds really awful. So, I mean, I guess we're bidding 2 no. And then 3 diamonds from North. Billy asks, what's the limit for making the diamond suit a 5-card one? What do you mean, for like Gazilli? I'm really not that familiar with Gazilli. Rewind back to your suggestion to pass 2 diamonds. I mean, I don't think we can pass 2 diamonds. South has a 10 count, right? North could have a ton of extras. I mean, even if you're playing Gazilli, North could have enough extras where we want to be in game. I'm pretty sure. I don't think we can ever pass 2 diamonds here as South. Billy says, with Jack 6, do you treat it as 5 cards? Are you asking in terms of opening a diamond versus opening a heart? I have never cared about that. I think that shape is so important. Um, but that's my personal preference. There are going to be people who disagree. I think it tends to be an older generation thing that believes that the high cards in a suit or the suit quality matters. I mean, like, look, it's not as if suit quality is completely irrelevant. Like, if you pick up 6 small in some suit, then it's, I mean, that suit is not very good, but you still do want to find a 6-2 fit. If your partner has King Doubleton or Ace Doubleton over there, we could still bring the suit home for 2 losers in a trump contract. Whereas if you only show it as a 5-card suit, you're going to miss out on playing in that trump fit. So that's the reason why myself and I think a lot of the, you know, middle-aged and younger generation players prefer to just show their suit length and not care so much about high cards. Um, but there are differing opinions on there or out there on that subject. I think South passes 3 diamonds in this sequence if you open a heart as North. Heart of spade, 2 diamonds, 2-no, 3 diamonds pass. Okay, back to Polish club. A diamond to spade. Have we worked out what North's supposed to do? Eric says the bad suit quality suits probably want to be trumps more often. It depends on the overall quality of the hand because like you can play in no trump and avoid playing in a bad trump bet. I think that's kind of the big trade-off that if you have a bad 6-2 major suit fit, then playing in 3 no trump can be the right thing to do. But I don't think that it's a big deal either way. I personally just prefer to hear about partner shape during an auction because that allows me to build a better picture of the hand, whether or not I end up declaring or defending, and as well as for placing the final contract. If I'm the one that gets to be captain in the auction, I want to know what partner shape is, not necessarily whether or not they like their trump suit. But that's just me. A diamond, a spade. I don't know. I mean, it's probably about the same. Like, it probably goes approximately the same as the Aaron auction. Would be my guess. In Polish club. Again, I don't know. You know, this all depends on whether or not people are reversing and whatnot with this shape. Precision. I think precision also does the same. Yeah, I think this is just going to be Polish club and precision. Because now North is very comfortable opening a diamond and reversing into 2 hearts. They can't really have that much more. So this is kind of what a reverse looks like for them. And then they can rebid 3 hearts to show 5. So precision is fairly comfortable with the way their auction goes. Polish club, I'm not really sure. I don't actually know whether people like to open a diamond or heart with these hands in that system. 2/1. I ended up getting to 5 diamonds. A lot of the other pairs ended up getting to 3-no, and then there were some who opened a heart and played a part score. And I mean, certainly the part score looks like it's the winner in this case, where South has so many wasted values. But I think the auction would go approximately the same way if South actually had a more fitting hand. Like if that Queen Jack of clubs were the Diamond King. The auction might go about the same way. And then I don't know where we want to be if that's South's hand, but maybe we want to be in 3-no, maybe we want to be in 5 diamonds. Maybe a part score is still best. I think I kind of learned exactly what I used to remember, which is that Showing these hands by opening a diamond and rebidding 2 diamonds sometimes gets us to 5 of a minor instead of 3 now if we end up playing, if we're in game mode. And actually, I think the only reason was because I decided to bid 4 hearts over 3 now. But I think that's a reasonable choice given the auction up to that point. So North still had the opportunity in this sequence to decide to play 3 now. But I think the big trade-off there was that by the time I had bid 3 hearts on the North hand, all of the other sequences had already showed a 5-card heart suit. Like the Aaron sequence, 2 hearts, 3 hearts showed a 5-card heart suit, and then if you open a heart, it shows 5. So passing 3 now does feel like a big gamble on the North cards. But maybe that's an okay gamble to take.